right, here we go with our homework for this week. Hopefully these videos are helping you out. You can always ask me if you have questions about them. Monday says the Dockland building in Hamburg, Germany is shaped like a parallelogram, which means it has two sides across from each other parallel and the other two are parallel going the other way. If the length of the building is 86 meters and its height is 55 meters, what is the area of the building? So let's first make sure that we can see this parallelogram. So right here, whoa, I am not drawing very well, straight lines very well today. Sorry guys. Do you see the shape of this building? It's pretty cool. Nice little parallelogram here. So this is what they're talking about. So that's my parallelogram for my Dockland building. And my goal is to find the area. So to find the area, remember it is base times height is going to equal the area. So right here it tells you that the length of the building, which is another word for base, is 86 meters and the height is 55 meters. So height would measure from here to here down. So I have the information I need. I just need to plug it into this equation that we have here to find our area. So we have our base, we have our height. So you're going to use base times height is going to give you your area for your answer, and then you're going to make sure you label your answer. So I'm going to let you do the rest of that on your own. You can pause if you need a little bit of time. Tuesday says the area of this parallelogram is 25 square units. What is the missing base length? Okay, I'm not going to solve this one for you, but I will solve one similar to it right next to it. So for this one, I've got a parallelogram with an area of 21. And remember, like we talked about on the last problem, base, we're going to abbreviate, times height is equal to area. So what information do I have? I have my area, so I'm going to take out this and put in 21. All right. What other information do I have? Do I have any of the sides? Because remember the base has to be a side, but I don't have any measurements on the actual sides. But I have this right here. This would be my height because it's going to meet at 90 degrees. Go from this side, which means that this is my base. That's the side I'm missing. So my height is 3. And I don't know my base. So I need to find this missing information. What number would go right here so that when I times it by 3, it would equal 21? And you might be able to figure that out on your own. If you can't, then we can divide, because it's the opposite operation, to find that missing information. So we're going to go backwards. 21, do the opposite operation, divided by 3 is going to equal 7. That's my missing side length. So this side length here, instead of having a question mark, now I can say it is 7 units. So here we've got some information and a missing side length, which means that's got to be my missing base. So go ahead and write out your equation and then fill in the blanks to see if you can find that missing question mark on your own. Pause there so you have some time to work through it. Okay, let's look at Wednesdays. Wednesday says select all the expressions that give the area of the figure in square units. So which of these expressions are going to give me the correct area? Remember when it says select all, that means there's probably more than one answer. So it might help to have an idea of what the area is first before you can go through and check this. So when I look at this shape, I could see that there's a couple of different ways you could break it up. I could put a line right here, and then I can see an area here and an area here that I could add together. So I might look at what size this shape is and see if there's any down here that match that information that I'm trying to find. That would be one way to break it up. Another way, let's see if, I don't know if a different color pen will show up on this paper or not. We're going to try it. Another way would be to do this down this way and look for the shape of this and the shape of this and add them together. So the area of this rectangle plus the area of this rectangle, those would work to add it together. And it looks like this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 3, and add this one. So you might be able to find some of those. So does this make sense, the 7 and the 5? 7 and 5 would be the whole thing, but I've got this hole in it. I don't want the whole thing. So I think this is missing some information. If I found the whole thing and then subtracted out that chunk, it would work. Okay, so reason through it like that. Another option is to just figure out what each of these equals. Find the area of this shape. You could count them 1, 2, 3, and just keep counting them all up. Find out what each of these equals, and if they equal the same thing, then that expression would work, right? But I want you to kind of think through it on your own. Look at each one. 7 times 5, what does that equal? Is it going to work to give me just this gray part? Or does it give me the whole rectangle and I needed to take more out? I think you need to take more out. Look through this one. Do you have 2 rectangles? Do I have a 7 plus 5 that I'm supposed to add together and then multiply by 5 plus 2? Is that what I'm looking for? So go through each of them, and I just want you to do your own thinking. So remember, it's okay to make mistakes on your homework, but I want to see your effort and what you've tried so that we can think through this on our own. Okay? Remember, you can count them all to find what the answer really is, and then check to see what these really equal. Remembering you need to do your parentheses first. So this problem is cool because it does orders of operations and area all mixed into one. So it is a little bit of a trickier one, and I'm not giving you all of the answers, and that's okay. I think you guys can figure this one out. Let's look at Thursdays. So Thursdays, I'm also going to not solve these for you. I'm going to do some different ones. We're talking about exponents. We need to expand each expression and then solve. So what does an exponent mean? An exponent is repeated multiplication. So I'm going to do these examples over here. This is 10 to the 5th power, which means 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. Wow. So this is my expanded form, and it is going to equal, oops, I did not need a comma right there. Sorry. Okay, 10,000. Is that right? Nope, I need one more zero. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oof. Okay, messing up. Sorry, guys. It's going to equal 100,000. Okay, because each time I multiply by a 10, it adds a 0 on. Okay, so this would be 100,000. That gets really big really fast. So for this one, you're going to do your expanded form. The number up here tells you how many times you're repeating this number. So I'm going to have tens, but I'm going to have it 5 times. So for this one, my base is 2. That's the number I'm repeating it, and I'm going to repeat it 3 times. So 2, 2, 2. I repeated the base 3 times, and then I'm going to be multiplying. So 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is going to be 8. So this one is 8. This one is 100,000. You can use a calculator for this part after you've expanded it if it helps you out. But I want to see it expanded and your answer. Okay, expanding it will be your explaining or showing your thinking on this problem. That's it for this week. Remember our challenge that if I get 100% of my students to turn in their homework this Friday, I will give you a week off of homework. So let's make sure we're reminding each other. We are reminding people that they can get to this video and they can get help. And have a great rest of your week. I will see you in class. You can always ask me if you need a little extra help.